Hey Jackson, Ben here reviewing your swing analysis from camp, and just want to go over a couple things that I saw that I learned professionally that I think would help you in regards to your swing here. So let's go ahead and get started here on the few things that I saw in regards to your video. One of the important things is that I want you to get you more on plane with your eye level. You can see that we change angles a little bit. So we start high, and then we stride down, and then we get high again. So you can notice how if I draw a line right here, this is where I start, and then when I pause it again at contact, you can see how that changes. So at the low part of my swing, I'm here, and then when you're done hitting, we want to go up high again. So you can notice there's level changes going on. There's about a foot level changes going on, and we need to make sure that we want to stay at the same level and the same plane as best we can. So what I used to do in the pros is I used to tape up like a piece of masking tape on a mirror, and I would want to start and finish. I would want to start and be at contact and finish basically as close to level as possible, which means that if you like to be at contact at this spot, you like to be more down, then let's have our start and finish in that way as well, where we're going to be start, finish, up and down. So I think that's important for you to really work on in regards to just staying more consistent with your level changes, and just something to be cautious of. Because remember, it's hard enough to take a round ball and a round bat and to be consistent with something moving, that the ball is going to be moving either way, and that if your levels are going up and down, then you're just giving more advantage to the pitcher when we don't have to. So just something to be aware about in regards to your level changes. The other important thing is, in regards to our stance, is this back foot. You can notice how both my feet are turned out, and we don't want that. We want to make sure that our feet or knees are turned in. You don't want to have a straight line from your knee all the way down to your foot. You want that knee to be inside of our feet. So what happens is, if you take this foot, and instead of the angle that you have here, if you just make that straight ahead or even turn it in just a hair, that back foot, what that's going to do is it's going to take your back knee and it's going to move it in over here, and then you can draw a straight line down to the ground. And that's going to give you a lot more power in regards to our lower half. So that's going to make a big deal in regards to our swing. The other big thing is when we go into land foot here, when I go to stride, see how that front foot already opens out? Try to keep that front foot kind of closed as best you can. Again, this front foot is kind of turned out at a 45, which is okay. You might want to try to just have it a hair here. But more importantly is we're working on this bottom arm here, and this is called casting. What happens is this bottom arm gets locked out too early. It pushes our hands down, makes them too low, and then I become in this direction here. I'm going uphill. And what you want to really do is you want to have some good angle here in this arm, that your hands, if that good angle stays there, that barrel is going to be there and stay there, which is going to make me be this direction, more downhill, and I'm going to be able to create backspin and really be able to drive the baseball, compared to right now, as I'm locking my arms, it pushes my hands down, and that's going to make me late, it's going to make me underneath balls, and it's going to take away power. So this is a big one. So what I would do is I would take a drill, where it's called a one-handed drill, and basically get like a T-ball bat. See how much good angle you have in your arm right here? You want to establish that and keep that as long as possible. And once you get before extension, then you want that to be able to firm out, but not do it too early. So when you come down to go, just take a small wiffle ball bat or a small T-ball bat, take your top hand off, and just rest that barrel on your shoulder right here, and basically just take it off your shoulder and then get extension. Off the shoulder to extension. Off the shoulder to extension. Work on soft toss from the side, or work on wiffle ball, something where you can just focus on being shorter to the ball compared to when you do land foot, compared to that arm, just kind of locking out and pushing those hands down and into being more of a what we call casting, or getting around the baseball, and that's going to make a huge difference in regards to your swing. The other thing is when you get to contact, everything's in pretty good shape at contact. What you want to do is at contact, you want to establish this leg. You can see that this stays nice and bent, but as contact hits, you begin to straighten that back leg. See that angle? We have good angle at contact. and then after contact we want to straighten it out. And we definitely don't want to do that. So you can see right here that that back leg gets pretty straight. You want to establish that bend. So at the end of our swing, just give it a habit of taking that back knee or the front knee, and you want to keep the same angle. Most guys, when they hit, they'll even go deeper on their knee when they hit, and they continue through the ball. But as you're hitting, you're beginning to straighten it out. So we're basically trying to lift the ball compared to really stand down and through the ball to establish that. So you want to keep that bend and keep that and hold that finish even at the end of our swing to make sure you hold your finish and check yourself out, because you still have that knee nice and bent, and you don't want to have now at the end of your swing you have both legs to be locked out, and that's something you definitely don't want to have. The other thing I saw with your hands, make sure that your hands don't roll over too soon to stay through the baseball better. You can see right at contact, those hands are beginning to turn on me and already rolled over, and that's going to help us finish low. Is to make sure that you stay through the ball. Try to snap those hands through, but to keep that palm up, palm down longer. You can see at that point there's a palm up, palm down, one frame back, but then right after you hit it, you snap. And when you snap those hands, you can see that that barrel is not going on plane anymore. It's not going towards the pitcher. It's going away from the pitcher, and that's going to make sure that our timing has to be right on to be perfect. So I would recommend like a 2-tee drill where you have kind of 2 tees here, and you put a ball up on each tee, and basically just imagine that there's 2 balls and you need to hit through both of them before your hands flip over and turn, before that top hand turns over, because we're not staying through it enough. So those are the 4 or 5 things that I would work on. Do them one at a time. It's going to take some time, but it's going to make a huge difference in regards to your swing. Thanks for coming to camp, and look forward to seeing you again next year.